Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Charlton Select Board meeting. Today is September 23rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. We're at the Town Hall meeting 137 Main Street, Charlton. It's now called to order. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live by Charlton Cable Access TV on Spectrum TV, channel 191. Recording is available on two channels of Charlton TV. Any member of the public who wishes to record a meeting must first notify the chair. Please rise and pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda was the announcements.
There's a new release dated September 12, 2025, immediate release. Subject, SMAS GP and through Management Task Force Declaration. Southbridge, Charlton, September 9th, the Massachusetts Drug Task Force issues a Level 2 significant drought status for Worcester County. The town of Southbridge now has to require that all Southbridge and Charlton water customers refrain from all outside water use except for handheld watering between the hours of 5 to 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. Please turn off all outside sprinkler systems. This declaration from the state also applies to homes with private wells. Certain water uses are not subject to restrictions, such as production of food and fiber, health and safety reasons, maintenance of livestock, and core functions of a business. For example, irrigation system for a nursery. For the general public's information, currently the Southbridge Water Department's reservoir system is at 91% of the total capacity. This is within our historical average for this time of the year. The declaration is a county-wide declaration and not due to any current water storage shortfalls within the Southbridge Water Department. This declaration is part of a new laws and regulations put forth by the state legislature, and enforcement went into effect in April of 2025. To be clear, the Southbridge Water Department is not experiencing any water storage shortages currently. The declaration of Level 2 significant drought will remain in effect until the state drought task force deems that the conditions within Worcester County have returned to acceptable levels. More information can be found at https://www.mass.gov/orgs/drought management task force. Please feel free to contact the Southbridge Water Department at 508-764-3207 if you have any questions or concerns. The last day to register for vote for the special town meeting to be held at the Charlton Middle School on October 20th at 7 p.m. is October 10th, online or at the Charlton Library. That's from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Next item on the agenda would be the open forum. If anyone wishes to speak tonight, now is the opportunity. No one comes forward. We shall move on to the next item, which is the approval of minutes of our regular meeting held September 9th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next item would be the appointments and resignations for deliberation of board appointments. For appointment to the department assistant.
The Council on Aging is recommending the appointment of raise for the part-time activities/department assistant position at senior center. They received 52 applications and 9 interviews. This is a benefited position at 24 hours per week at $20.69 per hour. The anticipated start date for the position is September 9th, 2025. The board was asked to sign a signatory appointment. Tonight, Pastor Rio.
Motion.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in
Emily is here.
Oh. Good. Welcome. you want to say anything here?
Okay, I'm just really excited to be joining. Thank you very much. Happy.
And thank you for pointing out the.
Excellent.
Now we'll make it. Anyway, we have a voting. Yes. Good.
We didn't vote.
We didn't vote, we're voting. See, this is what happens. All those in favor?
Aye, absolutely.
Thank you. Congratulations. All right. Next, Andrew.
Okay, next we have an appointment for Dave Path student representative. Attaches an email from Dave Path Principal Packard recommends ninth grade student Natalie Perrin to serve as Dave Path non-voting student representative for the 25-26 school year. I would recommend the board make the appointment at the first meeting.
I move to appoint Natalie Perron as the APEX representative.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No. Those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. It's unanimous. The chief's
Thank you.
going on.
Great, next appointment is for the Housing Production and Steering Committee. Attaches a town bank form constancy from Housing Production Plan Steering. This plan will be introduced proactive strategy and development of affordable housing, working with our office and recommended for the appointment to be for an ad hoc, therefore the term of appointment will expire upon
Motion.
I make a motion to approve as stated for an ad agency committee, therefore the term of appointment would expire upon completion of the duty assignment.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Andrew.
Finally, we have an appointment to the Historical District Commission. Attaches a talent bank form from Superior, seeking to be appointed to the Historic District Commission and Cultural Council. So Superior has spoken with the chair of both committees and would like to be appointed to each. I would recommend the board make the appointments as requested with term of expiration both being June 30th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
So moved. No, yes.
All right, second.
So moved.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Motion passes. Unanimous. Thank
We
you,
don't-
Kenny.
we don't
That
normally
goes-
see someone sign up.
So we're still a little early and if everyone's in agreement, I think maybe we just move down quickly to the very important trick or treat hours.
Yes,
Action item number 1. Set trick or treat date and time, Andrew.
all right, so it's that time of the year when the board is asked to set the date and time for trick or treating. Halloween is Friday, October 31st, 2025. Last year, the board voted the hours to be 5 o'clock p.m. to 7:30 p.m. 2003 as well, but with equal date times up to the board. I would also like to invite you to join the boys on October 30th at 11 a.m. Children at the library come to town hall and costumes and trick or treat. Boys do the designated front event every year. Registration is the so the boys take their action.
All right, what do we want to do? For the last
Motion
year?
to accept the time.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2, action item number 2, Andrew.
Right, with a special alcoholic beverage license for the Orla Fall Festival. Attaches an application for a special alcoholic beverage license for wine and malt beverages from Daniel Gallagher, for the Overlook Fall Festival to be held on Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 88 Masonic Home Road. The application is forwarded to the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department for review, which they have all approved. Per the board's policy, the dates on the license should be for the event to allow the alcohol to be delivered. Day of the event, day after the event to allow alcohol.
Motion.
I move to approve as stated.
Second.
A motion and a second, do we have any discussion? None, all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair, pass.
So a little ahead, I just had my report real quick. So, just a few project updates here. Fire substation, construction of the steel structure has been. Tower construction is currently installing all of it. Preparation of pouring concrete slab in the next few weeks. So they are preparing for some traffic rerouting on Monday. Sweet. Date today. For 9/30/2025, next Tuesday, so there'll be some, to do some traffic pattern changes while we do a sewer tie-in. But, they're prepping everything for the, concrete slab for next week. It's good for construction. So things are coming together. Relative to the old Flint Road landfill closure, so we have received bids by the board. The bids are currently under by Langland Environmental prior to the recommendation the board to be connected by the Board of Health. There's some inflationary factors have some we carried contingency funding in the FY26 capital. We'll discuss that next. So once if we put down to it, the Board of Health will work it. And then finally, due to detection of a human case of the West Nile virus in Worcester County, Mass Department of Public Health has escalated the risk of West Nile virus in Charlton to high. The Board of Health recommends that residents take appropriate precautions and use of mosquito repellent outdoor activities around dusk or dawn. So hopefully we'll see that possible.
Any questions? I will at this time just quickly ask, for those trying to follow the bounds of call here, we are on 7, and then I'm just gonna ask the select board member if they have any requests for future agenda items. And then those, right? And then I will go back up now under the 3, part 2, which is board accept presentation.
There are 2 months.
Take a, so.
Okay, we are an open committee, so we're all set.
So we're back from recess and communications, everyone. And right now, we have our scheduled appointment at 45, and the finance committee to finalize motions for the special town meeting. This will be held over 20, March. Anyway, we'd like to welcome you today. Nice to see, always nice to see you.
No, so, traditionally, unless, there's any objections, we try to just go through each one article. Getting, support from the board of selectmen, finance committee. Actually, we want to, I go through some.
Yeah, if you want to now.
All right. So the first item will be Article 1, appropriation of bills from the prior fiscal year. This year we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Primarily these are all just due to late billing. So we had $75 to National School Association, $32.94 to Amazon, $566.06 to Vital Shred, $320 to Maya Mass Unemployment, $450 to CCR Landscaping, and $2.70 to.
I'll make a motion to approve this article as written. To support this article as written.
Second.
All in favor?
I move to approve this motion as.
I'll second.
Everyone, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 2 is for inter and intra-departmental transfers and appropriations for fiscal 2026 budget. Two that we're requesting is one is $12,000 to special legal counsel for building fines and enforcement. This is mainly to support counts for litigation for the building office. So any legal fees that you recover go into the building fines and enforcement fund, so transferring it back to the fund that might cover. The other is $250,000 from raise and appropriate for the other post-employment benefits trust.
I'll make a motion to support this article.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I am.
Oh, I make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 3,
Article 3 is amendments to the FY26 budget. This year we are $50,000 to the Finance Committee's Reserve Fund. This is to implement standards for reserve for operational reserves. $80,000 to the HR contract actions. This is and then retirements and personnel corrections. $40,000 to the Municipal Energies Fund to account for an increase in utility costs. $2,000 to the University Expense Fund to account for grant program that had been discontinued at the federal level. $35,000 to pay a half-year salary for the Highway Department to add one additional operator position. And $450,000 to health insurance to account for mid-year health insurance system insurance trust.
I'll make a motion to support this article.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
I make a motion to support this article as written.
And second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So Article 4 is our miscellaneous capital items contracts, so we batch these as motions, based off of. The first is for essentially sort of miscellaneous capital. So select board grant matching funds of $10,000. Primarily this is for structure and this grant 20. It's primary target for this is why the rest is for the grant matching. Next is $20,000 from raising appropriate credit properties enforcement. Building offices of resident, some revenue sources, 5% related properties, so this will help take a step in that direction. $50,000 from cash for town hall window replacements. $1,000 from raising appropriate toward town hall improvements and investments in the cabin, essentially downstairs. We have some drop ceilings that done some enforcement investments in kind of the senior center area, but also back parking, some EDA stuff. So this is kind of us our path of kind of invest in this building. $80,000 for IT replacements, revolving article to help us keep up with times. $500,000 for the landfill. Actually, and plus a 10%, 10% estimated engine cost. So that would be included. And then $20,000 for the library, and for something miscellaneous building with comparison.
So the finance committee would like to amend this motion, like add $50,000 feasibility study for senior center. We already voted on it. Voted on it, make that right.
Motions.
Charlton Furniture.
I called it the pickle problem. So yeah, we would like to see that amended. And we'll go from here. We've all voted to support this motion with that.
Then actually, I made it brings up a question.
What's the $50,000 in previous article? The finance committee reserve fund, that's $50,000.
So my understanding is we've always been at $150,000. I think Andrew and Ashley has done some homework and found that a recommendation by the state is a percentage of your annual budget. This 50 will get us up to that budget.
Substantially.
And by the way, everybody in this town has done a great job of managing money. Nobody came to this issue so far and asked for any additional. And I don't think anybody came last year. Did we have one for 8,000?
We haven't had one small one for the library.
So everybody in this town manages their money well. I just want to make that known.
We're under our section. We had an at-length discussion last meeting on this, and so,
What we do,
well,
No
didn't-
motion ever.
yeah. But it was on the table last, wasn't.
I have a question, so if we hypothetically speaking, we'll add it, and if that specific article fails or goes through, it goes through in its entirety, people can, right?
You can,
Divide it.
you can pick apart that article and pull it out, yeah. So that.
Specific, amended at the town meeting, the one specific.
Might I suggest that division finance board of selectmen next to write out this for that specific funding mechanism that it be its own.
Make it a motion within this warrant article.
You could make it within the board article, but as we've broken it out into motions, I would suggest that
It be its own.
it be its own, so that
So
way it doesn't.
you would then become motion 5 in this article.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's clear.
One at a time. That. And then one person.
I'm okay with that part of it, but we haven't decided. Okay. Well, so wait,
So first thing, you're right, Steve, thank you.
first thing I think we're opening. The warrant
Technically,
back.
not warrant, as you are considering the recommendation on one article that was provided. So essentially, the way it's typically done is that finance sort of puts together the operational budgets and slowly to so.
Ready?
No.
No,
It's not, you're not open.
That's
You're
a
just
motion.
amending.
So right now, that's what we're gonna vote on, and
we're voting on whether or not we support it
as amended.
as
Do you want to take just
Let's do this.
the four
Yeah,
first?
yes.
Let's focus on what we've done for our motion one. Take we got action on. Once we get through these, consider this to be motion 5. Is that right?
We're voting on just,
Just what is presented.
Okay.
you guys vote on motion.
Okay, so
I'll entertain.
I'm
Or
s-
motion one.
I'll make a motion that we support approval of how it's written currently for motion 1.
Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
So I made a motion to support motion 1 in the Article 4 as written.
as written.
We're good, so all yeses. Now, Andrew?
Right, motion 2, these are items related to this budget. So $50,000 for building improvements, $25,000 for traffic enforcement technology, and $20,000 for sea response.
Make a motion that we support Article 4, motion 2 as written.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Motion to set support that.
Motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
So we voted that those were all plans.
And just let me mention that this is available online. Take notes.
Alright, so motion 3 is relative to the fire department and it's our free cash request. The first is $100,000 for HVAC improvements at Station 1. $95,000 for the replacement of car 1 and $110,000 for the replacement of squad.
Sorry, I'll make a motion that we support motion 3 in Article 4.
Discussion? All in favor?
I made the motion to support this article as written.
Second.
Second, any discussion?
Aye.
Motion 4 would be related to so the first is the highway division, replacement of two dump trucks with sanders and plows, $460,000 total. And for the cemetery division, $34,000 for the repaving West Ridge Cemetery. The West Ridge Cemetery.
Sorry, got kids to worry about. I'll make a motion that we support Article 4, motion 4 as written.
Discussion? All in favor?
I make a motion to support motion 4 of Article 4 as written.
Second.
Second.
Curious question, has the lead time down on Sanders from like, should we, I'm
About 2 years.
Huh?
About 2 years.
2 years, so.
Have you gotten the one we ordered last time yet?
Yes.
Good follow up. Yeah, it's hard to compare. Yeah. I absolutely.
Are you requesting a motion on the proposal? Or motion?
Finance Committee recommends that we add motion 5, this warrant article, that motion should read, and we'll appropriate $50,000 for feasibility study, senior center, give that trouble.
You guys respond.
Well, that's what we
Yeah.
voted.
Yeah, just vote, I'll say just vote again, because you didn't vote to support the article. In the warrant.
Or do you want to support it?
Right.
You make a motion.
Yes.
All in favor?
Are we all clear what we're?
We voted on whether. Make a motion not to support the amendment.
Second. Motion.
Just for clarification, hold on, I apologize. Typically, because the finance committee sets financial articles, I believe that the board of selectmen's motion would be support.
The
Okay.
the amendment.
Right, support the push. I thought you were saying support amending.
He said not to support,
support.
not to support the motion, so instead of if they support it, it would say not, they don't support it.
Okay,
So-
I just want to make sure it was clear that when we were.
That's how I
But the
understood it.
motion will still appear in the warrant,
Right,
because
right.
that's our recommendation.
Right.
You may
Right.
choose not to support it, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
But at least it will be in the warrant, and it will be available for vote at the town meeting.
Yeah, and it will just read,
That you don't
select
support.
board does not
I
support.
mean, like you said, Frank, like there's no option but to allow you to add it, we can just.
Because that's our job, is
Right.
to make the recommendation.
Yeah.
Like, I will just say, I think, I certainly, and it's a bit. So
So we have a motion, and a second.
so all those, not. Okay.
Aye.
No.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, the next is for transfer to from stabilization funds. The two that we are proposing due to a significant increase in the growth from this year is $1.5 million to be raised in for those purposes of putting into the stabilization fund. $1 million to be raised in for stabilization.
I'll make a motion to support Article 5.
Second.
Any discussion? Favor?
I make a motion to support Article 5 as written.
For discussion, man, it seems like a really good amount of money.
So typically we have.
Yeah.
I will explain this real quick.
Yeah, I think.
Typically, when we do our budget, we look at 5-year projection. We understand that it's on development staff, kind of an odd time as it comes to growth, so we don't want to come to a line seeing the most recent past. So when we developed our FY26 budget, we used the number which is essentially a 5-year projection from 4 years ago as well. The number that came out as our new growth is $5.6 million. So the majority of that money is attributable to the personal quantum.
5,
Sorry,
said 5.6, 5.
sorry, Mark. So the majority of that is that attributed to the personal property tax for Amazon. So essentially, any growth that we're projecting right now in the budget will be borne by Amazon, keep tax bills stable. So that way next year we have to utilize that growth in the development of our next year's plans and keep tax bills stable rather than playing essentially public.
But we're raising appropriately.
Raising it to 10%, right? But Amazon of the 5 million, I think 5 or 4 of it. So essentially, they're putting the bill. That's why we figured we don't.
It's unused for the long-term savings or used for
Motion second. Trustee Nicolak. All those. Aye. And I think, just saying, we love. Like to adjourn here, please. You're welcome.
We'll turn out in the hallway.
Okay, thank you again, thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're on to
Article 6, and Article 6 and Article 7. So Article 6 amends Article 1, Section -5 of the town's bylaws by striking as elected officials by the ballot vote from spring. Article 7 then makes the town clerk position to appointed position that sets the terms of.
We're taking both these separately. I would make a motion that support 6 and 7.
I see. Second discussion.
Aye.
Article 8 is a repeal and replacement of the historic district bylaw. Historic District Commission has reviewed their bylaw, has found that what is currently there does not necessarily align with the current standards for the Mass Historical Commission or their policies, so they are asking that the current version be repealed and replaced as provided.
I move to, this Article 8 as written. Changes to sections of the historical district bylaws, chapter 1.
Excellent.
Second.
Aye.
Article 9.
Article 9 is to set Master Law Chapter 32, Section 32B, Master Law Chapter 32, 4.2, and 1 now. This will allow permanent, intermittent, or call firefighters to be credited with service for calculating the time. So Chapter 2 Master General support this was petitioned by the chiefs seeking questions.
And motion to accept that. For discussion.
I second. Second to accept article. Questions for the chief? or-
Yeah, I do, Rob, just so I can understand it, so
Come on
people-
down.
Sure.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So as far as the on-call firefighters, how many do we have?
So this actually has nothing to do with us currently. This actually has to do with every past on-call firefighter that we've had that has moved on to a career department in another department. So any past member that served time in Charlton and moved on to another department did not get credit for any of their time here. So this is a no cost to the town of Charlton at all. This is solely a cost to the individual. So currently, for example, there's a firefighter that spent, I think, 7 years in Charlton and then went to the city of Worcester. He gets no credit for his time here in Charlton. So with this adoption of this language, this allows this member to contact the Worcester County Retirement Board and say that the town of Charlton adopted this language. The Worcester County Retirement Board then contacts the town of Charlton. They pull his payroll records for that period of time, and they calculate out how much money he made, and then they tell this firefighter, well, this is how much money you have to pay in order for you to get credit for your time in Charlton, and it would count towards his retirement. So it costs the town of Charlton nothing, it doesn't cost anything, it's solely on that individual.
So on the flip side, if say Millbury adopted this language, call firefighter came here, then they would be able to do the same thing. So it's purely a benefit to the firefighter.
Correct. So yeah, so if we had a firefighter, correct, that did it in Millbury and came here, both communities would have to adopt that same language, correct. So this has been going on now for years. We're just kind of late to the table with adopting this language. It was brought to my attention only because there are, I think we've had about 12 firefighters, on-call firefighters in the past that have worked for us at some point that have joined a career department elsewhere, and this would essentially benefit them. But like I said, the onus of responsibility is on the individual, and there's no financial responsibility to the town.
And this has been on the burner since before Springtown meeting, tabled it.
Yeah, it came up just before Springtown meeting, so it got sent to me probably like maybe a month before, 3 weeks beforehand, and it was going to be too close to kind of get it onto the warrant. So we just figured we could put it off. It didn't impact any firefighter, a past call firefighter of Charlton. It's not like anybody was coming up for retirement and it was going to impact them, so it wasn't a just put it off.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Aye, motion.
Article 10 is to exempt municipal buildings as pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 26910A. The town asks the town to vote pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 4, Section 4, to exempt town administrative office buildings or offices be classified as prohibited areas for the possession of firearms as outlined in General Laws, Chapter 269, Section 2I.
Motions, discussion?
Well, I would make a motion, accept Article 10.
Discussion?
The discussion, just, when I read the law, the prohibited area, buildings, offices, buildings, prohibited area, so-called, in town, on property. So, this doesn't say property, this doesn't say property. So when I read the law, I took that as a cemetery.
I would double check, make sure that that everything is covered. There was a little bit of back and forth. That's the right way to do it because of the way that the law was specifically written how to exempt it. So, I'm sure that it's clear in the final. So, pending final.
Maybe you'll find that. All right, but
No,
I said buildings off and property.
we was going back and forth with ladies yesterday, it's a trend of true heading back. So, it might have just been omitted. Because I believe that you're right that in that section it does mention grounds. So,
Or it could, not just the same. Right. So, to the word,
Or we can support it pending the
I
final
understand.
approval.
You want to take the motions. I understand, you know, what you guys are going for, I'll make sure that does it. I take a motion tonight to support the motion, pending further review. Support it, so. Oh, article.
Article 12 is citizens.
Yeah.
so it says the same. No, actually, it doesn't.
Well, that,
So,
They managed to prohibit it there.
yeah, so let's pause for a second. See, we're talking about right now, we're on, Article 10. But there is also an article.
I should note that Article 12 is the citizens petition that was looking. So, it suggests that the board take action on their article, to those that and be supported by our legal counsel, who then essentially answer the comments from the AG's office when it's available, or essentially the citizens petition with that same privilege. But just so noting between the two articles, both Article 10 and 12 will just say county administrative buildings or offices. It is specifically in the citizens.
Is it? Or as a, yeah, signs on the library, say. They make, they're making this, or?
You don't.
Yeah. Sure.
So the motion to
I'm just thinking what's outlined in general law, so if it's outlined in the general law and we approve it, I think we'll be covered, but it would be better if we could get properly,
Yeah, yeah,
Issues.
ironclad.
that's, oh, you don't know, oh. Come on.
voting.
Second, yeah, oh, I,
Finally, Article 11 is the acceptance of Hyde Road and Downing Road as public. This is on the public planning board at our hearing, so next, and we
I move the accept, so to support article.
second,
traditionally the board does not take this. Included in your packet is a copy of the capital budget presentation that was provided to finance committee. They're doing a operations of budget recommendations. So in that, we have a revenue update, with some projections on the growth average some of the tax bills. We provided this all online, and I'll provide a more digital friendly copy as well, so that way you don't have to squint as hard.
All right, so now we can go back up to our scheduled appointment. Hearing.
Of course. The 7 o'clock Dangerous Dog hearing to get on by continuation at May 27, 2025 meeting held Dangerous Dog hearing on Gia on by hearing the board on homeowner installed closed gates and a continuation of the hearing for 3 months to see if there are any further incidents. ACO Sears did check and the self-closing gates were installed. We were scheduled to put this on the last meeting for the board to close the hearing, but received another complaint on September 2nd, 2025. The dog was on Mr. Lynch's property. Attached for your reference is the information provided to you at your May 27th 5 meeting, as well as the handwritten notice Mr. McGinty for the continuation of the hearing ties. The following were sworn in from last meeting, and both still stands. Sears and Eagle Page and However Page. If anyone else wishes to speak on this matter, they will need to be sworn.
So what I'd like to do right now is ask our
So as Andrew stated, just 3 days after the 90 days was up, we got a complaint from Mr. and Mrs. LePage that Gia was loose again in their yard. It's my understanding that Maureen McGinty had a dog sitter who came and let the dog out, and as before, the lawn company had propped open doors on the gates, even with the signs and the self-closing latches, and the dog sitter did not realize it. Gia got out during the incident. After receiving the call, I called Maureen McGinty right away. She was aware of the situation. She stated that the dog sitter had called Kelly LePage to notify her that Gia was loose, and that she was on her way to grab her. So Gia was brought back home. I confirmed that. Friday the 19th, I met with Maureen just to let her know about this hearing that was coming up. She told me that at this time, her and the dog sitter are letting the dog out on a leash from now on. They're no longer letting her roam the property in the fenced-in yard. So I understand this is a very difficult situation, and I feel for both sides. So at this time, I do believe that Gia can be considered a dangerous dog due to her ill intent to harm when she gets out. It seems that she's going directly over to their property every single time. So with that being said, most of the orders for under the MGL for dangerous dogs, she's already complying with, but the one that she's hasn't complied with yet is the dog being restricted combination of all kinds after being let out. That's my recommendation.
So the dog, I heard the dog was at large, but was there any aggression?
No, sorry, I skipped over that part. There was no incident. Fortunately, there was no.
Okay, just so I understand, so for the 90 days, we had no incidents, and so the 93rd day, the dog was at large with no aggressive behaviors at that time.
It seems to be the people that are taking care of the dog while the owner is out are. So, order of speakers should come up. Speak first, like.
So my name is Kelly LePage.
I was, address, 168 Third Road.
And William LePage Jr., also 168 Third.
So I just wanted to know, the animal control officer mentioned that the dog sitter had contacted me to tell me that the dog was loose. That did not happen. I was outside doing yard work and I saw the dog in the driveway unexpectedly and my dogs were out. So as soon as I recognized that that was the same dog, I ran up my driveway and shooed my dogs into the house while the dog sitter was trying to catch the dog. She was sprinting all around my property and in and out of the road. So I had called animal control. She left to go back home and get a leash or treats or something. And so she left and the dog was still running around, so I was trying to help catch. And then she did come back and we were able to give her some treats to get her to sit and she was then able to get her into the car. So yeah, there was no incident, but I was outside.
The only comment I would like to make is, I believe she's a compassionate dog owner. She cares. Very clear, she cares for her dogs. I think it's a negligence factor. It's just a dog. I've had dogs most of my adult life. Sometimes I slip the leash from them. I'm not here to try to get a loving dog put down. If I can make a recommendation, a suggestion, I would ask that they install the underground fence we use. That way, if they do slip the leash, we still had it there. Without ask.
Yeah, we have 3 dogs, and all 3 of them have the shock collar. And it's the only time they've ever escaped our yard is we had an incident where they were installing something. The water line, they cut the dog line for the fence, and our dogs got out that way, but we've never had an incident with the shock collar, so that could be fun.
Relatively inexpensive, can be installed for under $2,000. It's a fair concession.
Hello. No, I just do want to clarify. I actually never think. Sorry, just your name. Oh, Maureen McGinty, 180 Cranberry Corner. I think there was a misunderstanding with the animal control officer. I didn't say that she called her. What the dog sitter told me was that she had alerted them, but maybe I misunderstood her. So I thought that once she had gotten out, that she had warned her, because this was one of the few times she actually didn't go right over to the yard, because I think she was in the last altercation, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to try to resolve this any way I can. I take full responsibility. It's hard because I do have to depend on other people. I'm a single woman. I have 2 dogs. I didn't have any, like when I first got the dogs and first rescued them, I did have someone living with me, so it was a little easier taking care of them. So unfortunately, I do have to rely on a dog sitter. I do have to rely on a long I work crazy hours during tax season, and right now I'm working crazy hours, so I do have to rely on other people, which makes it hard. Because if it was me, this wouldn't happen. I'm so paranoid now about what's happened. Like I checked the fence, like the gate, like 20 times before I let them out. So for me, it's not an issue. It's just, and I don't really think my dog sitter is negligent. She cried when the last time this happened. She feels awful anytime that's happened. It's just, you're kind of an automatic pilot. Like it's never used to be an issue before we had the last 2 long companies. And you're an automatic pilot and you let the dog out and think it's going to be fine. You don't think that there's going to be a gate open. But now that's why I started having her use the leash, because that way if she uses the leash, she can take her out there. Like, so there's no possibility of like if someone forgot. I also have my new lawn company calling out to let us know like when they come, because they have a very random schedule. They don't have a set schedule. So they're calling me up to let me know ahead of time when they're coming, because it's only an issue, literally only an issue when the lawn company comes. Nobody else uses that gate. It's totally on the side. It's not like I have people coming in and out using it. So it's literally only an issue when the lawn company comes, since I put up the new fence, which was a year and a half ago. So I'm willing to do whatever you guys want me to do. I would look into the whole physical fence thing. It's humane. I don't know a lot about it. I just the idea of a shot collar makes me a little nervous, to be honest with you. For the 10-year-old dog, I don't know how well she'll adapt to that, but if that's the only solution, then I'm willing to do that. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm just trying to come up with something that works. I feel awful about it. I understand why they're frustrated. I would be too if I was in their situation. Just feeling like the dog is just vulnerable to something, to my dog coming over. So I'm willing to do whatever is needed.
You have, did you install self-closing gates?
I did, but the thing is, you can bypass, there's ways you can bypass it, because they have to bring the equipment in, so it's more like if you didn't close it properly, it'll close, but if you there's a way you can like kind of bypass it and to keep it open, because they have to keep it open to bring their equipment in the backyard.
What kind of equipment do
Well, they have they're a riding
How
lawnmower.
wide is the gate? It's a riding one?
Yeah, I have a huge yard, that's the
I was gonna say, if it's a lawnmower, why are the fence shut? They'll learn real pretty quick if it's carrying them over the fence.
No, it's a big yard, so, they use a riding mower. But, the last lawn company I had, they always made excuses, like, it happened a couple of times with them. This lawn company, they were very apologetic. The other thing I was gonna do, what I am gonna do, I bought a camera to put on the fence, so I can be alerted when the gate's open, and I can be alerted on my phone, so I already, it's like playing something with it. So I'm alerted anytime that the gate is opened up, and then I can see if it's closed, and I can alert my dog sitter that I'm in the situation.
You could put a camera, that would just.
Yeah, that's what,
That would alert.
yeah, that's exactly what.
Do you have any signage on the fence saying?
I do, I had one before, and then I just put up new signs, after this last incident, because I had one and it come off the first one, it wasn't attached very well. But I do have signs like, so before they leave, and it says like, dog is ready to, whatever it says, like a dog can't escape the yard or something like that, so there are signs.
Is there a time that, when you're home, that you can have your lawn come?
I was
It's only
looking into
them, that's
this,
why it's fine.
yeah, I mean, if they could do it on the weekend, I can talk to them about that. Because it's only them, and then of course it's gonna be the season where they didn't come, so, it's just part of the year that's a problem, but I can talk to them about that. I mean, I'm willing to do whatever I can,
So it sounded like, they would be satisfied with some sort of invisible fence, collar. I can offer personal experience. I have an underground fence. The freezing and thawing with the rocks break the underground. I went to a wireless GPS that you actually will set it up to your property, like 10 feet off your property. And as a dog approaches, they'll get a vibration and an audible alarm that they're getting too close before they get shocked. So I have a cell phone plan with it, so I know exactly what my dog is and tells me if they try to leave the yard, if they got close, and that's more immediate than, checking a camera, phone going off saying, oh, Gia's too close to the fence.
And that's probably less expensive than putting having a wire for that. No, I did the wire.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey.
Collar has tight enough.
so it's just, there's like a vibration before there's a shock, because I don't want to shock.
So as they get close, they get an audible and they get a vibration, and they go past the line. That's when they start. And you set the level of static, static. So if you start low and it's higher.
Okay. I'd be willing to do that if that's the recommendation.
My consensus to that is I love big dogs, but I have 6-pound Gucci. And the reason for this, he's inside, no, but that's true. And the reason for that is because I'm not at home. And like Mr. Rapper said, it's not about you, obviously, we heard you before, you're a wonderful person and you care, but it's not about who's a dog. Clearly, any chance this dog gets on their property. To me, yes, I like the recommendation from Mr. LePage. This would do also if your baby sitter, if your dog sitter, them on the leash while she's walking just to be sure, if you don't want them to get. That's my sense. It's hard because the dogs are human, they by themselves.
Yeah, I mean, she's she's not, it's hard to say this after what's happened, but she is a sweet dog. She just, and after this last altercation, but after the last time, the actual altercation, she's been really spooked since then. So I don't even think she's like afraid of the dogs next door now. Like, she's, like something happened in that altercation, because she actually got really hurt when the other dog was defending itself. And since then, she's just been spooked. Like, we have 2 dogs that are next door, and she won't, there's the personal fence in between, but they used to like bark at each other through the fence, and now she won't even fence. So
She still goes to their house.
she still goes there. That's literally the only place that she goes when she gets out, and I don't understand it, but.
I mean, honestly, from the dog's perspective, my dog gets excited when we pick up the collar because she knows she's going out, so.
Yeah.
She loves it. She puts it on.
Well, I should learn to do that.
But then the sitter's gotta,
Yeah, yeah.
they gotta put the collar on.
Yeah,
And you have to train the dog and teach her the boundaries on it.
yeah, I have to do that.
I'd just say my recommendation would be that, the order that the dog remediation went out first with until a secondary fencing device can be installed. Dog owners can determine what secondary fencing solution.
That is the second.
Well, I would suggest that's part of it. That way, as we for children that single-handed.
I think that's probably a good idea, and financially, that might give a spring if you just keep it on a leash now.
The only thing I will say, and I'm happy to do that, but she's a big dog, she needs to, dogs of that size, they can't just be, like, they need to be able to run down a little bit. So once I know that because it's not an issue of like, oh, the gate's just opening up while I'm out there, or when she's out there, it's a matter of like the gate isn't left open. So if I know I'm out there with her and I see that the gate's closed, and I know, because there's no other way she can get out, then just let her run out a little bit and put her back home.
But they're with her.
Yeah.
Yes, that's.
Well, I'm always with her.
They do have training issues that are, so you can help.
Mm-hmm.
Something. But you have to understand.
Oh, I know.
Good to them here.
I do understand that. But I want to get more.
Well, my one concern with going the dangerous route is there wasn't an active aggression. I do agree that it's a nuisance at this point, so I don't know if there's a middle ground where we deem it a nuisance dog at this point with a lack of aggression. I mean, if there was another fight, then that was, a different story, but when the dog was out, didn't attack, I just have a challenging time going back.
I think I'll make the argument for them that if the dogs were out, they're probably would have been an attack. So, I mean, if one would call her a dangerous dog, I would understand.
Well, yeah, that's.
So you was telling us.
Well, no, I'm just saying, I already know that's what they're saying, I understand what it is.
Well, again, I would go back to our, recommendation to make experience. Correct?
For a dangerous dog.
Yeah.
My only thing is, I just don't want her to be nice. That's the one thing I just really won't fight against.
The problem with a dangerous dog is it's one step closer.
And it, has effects on housing insurance. You have special housing insurance. Most likely your housing insurance is property for the state.
Right. Therefore, a separate policy.
May I speak?
Sure. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Sorry, come on down.
Two things. One, I would request if we do go whichever route, I'd ask for a shorter timeline, potentially than 90 days. And the other comment I'd like to make where, because my wife was able to get the dog in, that would be the point we made, as well as that dog knew what it was going to expect of my property. It wasn't just a neighbor's dog. I mean, another property that it didn't engage on. You're talking 2 out of 2 times, and it came back. My opinion is that that dog knew it was coming to my property, maybe not with malice, but it didn't do it by chance. Wondering if it's going to have a friendly interaction.
I think we're.
Those are my 2 points. Thank you.
So. Going with you? Get a motion?
Well, you
Say what you said before.
the dog is something just dog, so.
An issue, or order, the lenient order, is all thought
Well, I mean, if you do the nuisance order and I agree to do the, I don't remember what it's called, the underground fence.
But that would also be a leash started tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Leash.
Oh, yeah, she's already been on that since the last incident. I mean, since this last incident, that's one of the steps that I've taken to try to. It's just, it kind of takes out the factor of like, oh, she forgot to check it. I put the leash right there at the door, she can't miss it when she goes out, so. The dog's in it.
So when the law enforcement comes, the sitter is always there?
Just happens that way, because I work every day in the office, so, and they always come during the week. And she will usually come after they've been there the same day. They come in the morning, she'll come. It's just worked out that way. I mean, there's probably other times where they came on a day where dog sitter didn't come, but I just didn't happen to be open. I always check it, but I've never had it open, check it. It's only happened on the dog sitter.
The thing is, it just takes that long time.
Oh, I know.
I think we're getting caught up in emotions here. If I could just stop us, please. The professional has made an opinion, and we're getting caught up in the sympathy for the dog. We're not proposing killing the dog, euthanizing, I should say. Proposing a non-lethal, very safe method that seems like many people in this room have incorporated successfully. I think it's a fair ask.
And maybe a motion is.
It has to be dangerous. There should be no compromise. It's a dangerous dog.
Yes.
It would be to make a dog case and the order that dog now which went inside secondary fence.
I make that
As a
motion.
nuisance dog.
No.
Yeah.
I make that motion. Keep the dog dangerous. And to, recommend, no, require the dog to be on a leash until the underground fence is. That is my motion. Is there a second to that?
Second that for discussion. It's too bad those are the only.
But we don't still, still trying.
Yeah, I understand it, and you have to understand this, it's a liability for us people who work too far.
I personally. Because how things are. The motion and a second.
Yeah, I mean, there has been a history and there are other avenues for appeal too, so I mean, just because this board rules something doesn't mean that that's gonna be the final answer. In most cases.
And with all the honesty, speaking as a professional in that department, insurance department and the law, it's better for you to disclose these because the dog seems to be on the dangerous side. So if you would have going into getting the policy, it's not really all that difficult at all. And mass property will insure any dog. And the premium are not any higher these days than anybody else's, even not cheaper. So don't worry about that part. And I think you actually do yourself a favor of, communicating that with your agency, if that something would have happened, and somebody actually would own the dog would get hurt. Think about that way.
Can I just get clarification about what, because I've heard it called underground fence, secondary fence, I just wanna make sure I'm getting the right thing.
We can talk about, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. And on some options.
okay. Most important.
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is unanimous.
Thank you.
Have some clarification on the timeline. Clarification on the timeline, please.
Meeting.
For her to have it.
As of now.
Oh, the underground fence.
The dog must remain on leash at all
Right
times.
Right.
Until secondary.
So we don't have a timeline for when the secondary fence.
Well,
Yeah,
it is-
all times. Secondary fence.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
So,
We issued the order.
I thank you, everyone. So the next meeting around the number 8, next meeting announcement, next regular select board meeting will be October 14th, 5, 6:30 p.m. Town Hall, meeting is 1. Special town meeting, very important, October 20th, 2025, 7 p.m. Charlton School. And just a reminder again that the warrant is on town shelf. What's it?
Separate page, I'll tell you the special town meeting.
All right, next,
We're going to adjourn for executive session under chapter MGLC 30A, section 21A, number 3. Discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining and or litigation in the DPW contract. If any open meeting law may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining litigation of the public body, and so the chair so declares as to return to open session if needed.
Second.
See?
got to do
See,
roll
aye.
calls.
See, aye.
Flashlight.
You got it.
Right,